there, welcome back. Today we are going to do another Empties video. I've been doing these every month, but I missed May, so today is going to be on May and June. And let me just tell you, I have a lot of trash, so I don't want to take too much time with the intro. Again, I like to do things in categories, and that's how I'm going to do them in today's video as well. We're going to start off with hair products. I only have one empty hair product to share with you for these 2 months, and that is my TRESemmé Tray 2 hairspray. This is my absolute favorite hairspray. I do work with 2 different hairsprays. This is more of my everyday. I actually have 2 of these. I go through them like crazy. The funny thing is this is my favorite size. It does come in a bigger size, maybe even 2 that are bigger, but I love the diameter of this one. It's very easy to work with. So definitely a go-to for many years, many years. Moving right into body, I do have quite a few products here. I have this Mederma Advanced Dry Skin Therapy Body Cleanser. This was sent to me for review. It did work good, but it is not anything that I would purchase again. Another thing that I would repurchase again, I already have, and I always continue to repurchase this, and I talk about it all the time, so many of you will be familiar with it. It's my L'Occitane Milk Concentrate. This is my luxury and absolute favorite moisturizer for the body. I wish I could wear it every day, but it would be awfully expensive to do so, but I always have these in the arsenal. They will always be a favorite of mine. They smell delicious. Another empty that I have is by Hemp's. I do love this product. It is a little pricey as well. It's the Vanilla Plum Herbal Body Moisturizer. This is a great moisturizer. It does really hydrate the skin, but again, it would be a little bit pricier, and I love a lot of their scents, but the Vanilla Plum is just absolutely delicious. Moving into self-tanners. You know I'm a big self-tanner junkie. I have a self-tanning video, and I have a blog post and all that stuff. One of the products that I did use up, and it's a mess, I know, I apologize, but I'm not going to clean up my garbage just to show you guys. This is the Cocoa Butter Formula Natural Bronze Body Lotion. I have bought this many times. I've moved on to so many other products that I'm really enjoying, so I would recommend this, but I don't think I'm going to repurchase it. This is going to be a very gradual self-tanner. It's not even going to work as much as the Jergens one, so you're only going to get a slight little color, and you would have to be using this a lot. Speaking of the Jergens though, and also speaking of how many times I cut my products open, we have got major Jergens Natural Glow. I cut all my little tubes open and scrape every little bit of them out. I have 2 here. You're gonna get a little bit more color with the Jergens Natural Glow. Again, everything will be linked below, so if you can't see what this looks like, don't worry, you can click on the link and you will be able to see it. You can get this at your local grocery store. You can get it at Ulta. You can get it at many places. Been using it for years. I talk about it in my self-tanning video, so if you want to hear more about it, check it out there. I will continue to repurchase this product over and over again. Already have some in the arsenal. This may be a little bit TMI, but you know what, ladies? We are all here to help one another out. So if I can help you and you can help me, I think we're doing our job. These are by Poise. I don't know if you're familiar with what Poise are or the purpose of them, but yes, they do have bladder supports, and that is what this is. You all know that I've had 5 pregnancies. My bladder is not the best, and many of you run into the same thing. The only time I really have problems, and I'm sure you ladies can relate to this, you sneeze, you laugh, you do any jumping motions, sometimes we're gonna have a little bit of problems. These little bladder supports have been really awesome for when I do my very fast-paced speed walking. During the spring, summer, and fall months, I like to walk a couple days a week if I can, and I go about 4 miles. I do snap about that a lot, so if you aren't following me on Snapchat, you can join along and you can watch some of those little footage there. But these little bladder supports, you insert them just the same way you would a tampon. Basically, it will prevent you from having any leakage. So they've been wonderful for me. I have really enjoyed these. They are probably not quite strong enough for me if I'm going to do a run, but definitely for speed walking, these do the trick, and I've already repurchased some, and they do come in different sizes. You can get like 1, 2, or 3. There might even be a 4, I'm not really sure, but work really great. I would definitely recommend them. While we are on a roll with the TMI, why not go into my progesterone cream? This is prescription only, so there will not be a link to this, But yes, I am on progesterone. I start to use my cream about 12 days after my period stops. Start using the cream twice a day. I use 10 milliliters one time, 10 milliliters the next time, so that's 20 milliliters per day up until I start my period. So again, 12 days in I start this. Once I start my period, I stop it, and that's every month. And depending on what pharmacy I'm getting it from, because you do go to a compound pharmacy, sometimes they come in this, which these are great to put in your handbag. So a lot of times I keep these ones for my handbag. And then there's also this one. But yeah, anyway, a little bit more TMI. Hey, while we're on a roll, why not? The last body product I have to talk about is actually a hand cream. This is Colleen Rothschild hand cream. I don't know how many of you have heard of Colleen Rothschild. I love her line. I love her products. The hand cream was awesome, but you know my favorite is the L'Occitane, and that's the one that I'm going to continue to stick with. Moving right along to teeth care, and just so you know, I do have a blog post on teeth whitening and what my whole routine and process is. I will link that below. Of course, you always know that. We're starting out with my favorite toothpaste, which is the Truly Radiant. This is my favorite one. I like the one that has the black across here. I believe it's called Whitening. I'm not really sure, but for some reason, some of the stores don't carry that particular one, so I have to pick up the Truly Radiant and other ones, but I definitely like the one that's actually the black is up here. So look for the black packaging. That's always my go-to. Always using that up. Hydrogen peroxide. There is a purpose for hydrogen peroxide when teeth whitening. I've used this product for years. No, there are no issues. No, my dentist has never said anything. They are very pleased with my teeth whitening regime, and they comment a lot about how white my teeth, how bright and white I can get them. They have stated before that they probably couldn't even get them as white as I get them if I were doing it in office. So my routine is really working, and I've been doing the same one for years without fail. So used that up. Also really enjoyed this Colgate Optic White High Impact White. I had been rinsing with a whitening rinse for some time, but I kind of gave that up, and I've just moved on to my mouthwash because I don't really need so many products. So would I recommend this? Yes, but with as much teeth whitening as I do, I probably don't need it. I've shared before my absolute favorite breath savers. These are the Breath Savers 3-hour mints. I always have one in my handbag. I always have one in my car. I've shared that on many different videos, including what's in my car caddy, where I share everything that I have in my car, but love these, always have them on hand. I try not to overdo them, but they are something that I do believe you need to have on hand. Also, what I always have on hand, and I always have 2 of, is my Orbit Sweet Mint Gum. This is my favorite. It makes me happy. Again, I don't like to chew gum in front of people or in public, but it's great to freshen your breath in a pinch before you're going to be speaking to somebody. So we're all out of those too. Moving right along into skincare, the first thing I have is the Garnier Micellar Cleansing Water. Really have enjoyed this. This was probably my second purchase of this, but I also and I would recommend it, but I recently found another cleansing water that I really love by Simple. So I will link that one below because boy, have I been loving it. I think I like that one a little bit more, but yeah, definitely I do think there is definitely a purpose for a micellar cleansing water for sure. The other thing that we are out of is the exfoliating cotton rounds. I don't necessarily have to use the Swispers. That's not the important thing. The important thing for me with my cotton rounds is that they are exfoliating. If they are not exfoliating, or if somebody accidentally picks up the wrong ones for me, I have to pass them on to the daughters because mine have to be exfoliating. Had a little sample of a Kiehl's face wash. This is called the Calendula Deep Cleansing Foaming Face Wash. This was really good. I did like it. I didn't notepad it as one that I would consider purchasing just because there's so many other ones I think I would go to before this. But yeah, it was a good one. It was. If you're in the market, it might be worth checking out or getting a sample at your local Kiehl's store. This next cleanser was sent to me. This is by M61 Powerful Skincare Perfect Cleanse Gentle Vitamin E Foaming Face Cleanser. Nothing special. I definitely would not repurchase. One of the things that I did enjoy that I have in a little sample is by Fresh. This is the Rose Face Mask. Little sample, loved the smell of it, loved the feel of it, loved what it did for my skin, and I did notepad this as potentially being a mask that I would pick up. If I do, I will probably wait until the end of the year when Sephora does their VIB Rouge sales where we can get the big discount and we all load up on things for the year. This is one that I'm definitely going to consider, but for right now I'm going to use up some of the other masks that I'm sampling and that I'm trying to use up, but definitely a good one. Oh, love, love, love these Relax and Lift masks. I have the regular one, I have the gold one. I've talked about these before. I think the gold is a little bit more expensive, but I love these and I definitely will pick up more of the Relax and Lift mask. Again, I think I will go with the original one that I've talked about before over the gold because I just kind of like that one a little bit more, but boy, does that do a number on your skin for the positive for sure. Another thing I always repurchase is my SkinCeuticals CE Ferulic. You know how I feel about powerhouse ingredients for anti-aging, and vitamin C is a powerhouse and I use it every morning. The SkinCeuticals one I've been using for years. You can buy the normal size, but we always buy them in the little samples. I like the sample size because I don't like to get air into them, and when you're using up a sample size, you're using it up before a whole big product would get exposed to air, because with vitamin C you do want to be careful. Definitely recommend. This is one of the best vitamin C serums I've tried, because I have tried other ones. I know a lot of people love Paula's Choice, and I believe that there's another one, but you know what? If it isn't broken, why fix it? And my vitamin C by SkinCeuticals is not broke. I love this stuff. The other thing is we have a face cream, again, Colleen Rothschild. This is another great little product. I did like this cream. I will not repurchase it just because I have so many other things in the arsenal, but this was great under makeup, so did really enjoy that. Moving on to makeup products, I just have a couple. I have the Clinique foundation. It's called Stay Matte. Clinique Stay Matte Foundation. I had it in the color Honey. Liked it, nothing special. Won't repurchase it because I have a couple other ones that I've been using recently that I really love. I've talked about that on Snapchat, and I think I'm gonna do a video pretty soon with some new purchases that I just picked up and give my thoughts on how those are going. So out of that, but it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. Not as full of coverage as what I like. I'm a full coverage type of girl. Definitely always running out of my Demi Wispies false lashes. You all know that I love my falsies. I use two different ones. You can get to those two that I carry, this is one of them, in my Best of Beauty Eyes YouTube video, which I will link below. But yes, love these. I always buy them in the big pack like this. I wear my false lashes tons of times. I should count, but I just don't. At least 20 times before I go to a new pair. So false lashes last me a long time, meaning one pair, but I do clip them down. My eye is not real wide, so I have to clip off a little bit to get them to fit my eyes. Otherwise, they will go into the center too much, and what they will do is they will close my eyes in. So that's something you're gonna wanna pay attention to. And I know a lot of you have watched my false eyelash tutorials on Snapchat and really want me to make a video of one of those. And I'm definitely gonna do it. It is on my list of tutorials to do because I think that would be a great one. It's not as hard as you think. It's just something that you gotta keep at it, and eventually you'll get good, like most things in life. One thing that I like to include in my Empties videos every month is supplements and healthy snacks, because that is a big portion of my life, just like fashion and beauty is. Everything that I'm going to share with you are things that I've already repurchased. They are always on rotation. First one is vitamin E. Yes, I take it every single day. Already have one in the wings. I also have a digestive enzyme. I really like this Source Naturals Daily Essential enzymes. When I take a digestive enzyme, mostly is just when I am going to eat something from the SAD diet. SAD, S-A-D, stands for Standard American Diet. That would be like your everyday food if you go out to eat, or if you're eating something that is not what I consider a whole food from its natural state. I always carry digestive enzymes on me. I carry them in a little recycled tin. You will be able to see that if you watch my video, What's in My Handbag Organizer, I do share that in there, but I always carry these on me. I do think they are a must for everybody, I really do. Always encourage my clients to have digestive enzymes on hand. Another thing always in rotation is my Asian ginseng. I don't use the Asian ginseng drops every single day. This is something that I try to stick, because it can get pricey, and we have to be a little choosy how much we do of things. And I don't think that Asian ginseng is something that you would want to get yourself too attached to having. So what I do is I call it my perimenopausal or premenstrual cocktail. It's when I start my progesterone cream that I shared with you earlier. I have a couple things that I include during that time, and Asian ginseng is one of them. So again, I start this 12 days after I ended my last period, and I take this once to twice a day with about 2 ounces of water. I put it in a little shot glass. Yes, you heard me right. It is actually a shot glass with measuring on it. Mix it in with the water. I just swing it down like that. Some people just add this to bottled water. You can do whatever you want to do. When you pull up the link to this, you can read a little bit more on that there, or you can always Google benefits of taking Asian ginseng or incorporating that into your regime. But yeah, always on rotation. So wanted to talk a little bit about that. This next supplement I sell. I strongly recommend it, especially if you are a clean eater. Well, anybody could benefit, but if you're a clean eater, if you have an aggressive exercise routine, I definitely think taking Glutamine Select with branched chain amino acids is very important. I love the one that I sell, so if you are interested, I will have all the information in the drop-down box below, as well as on the corresponding blog post, as I always do with all my videos. This is in one flavor, black cherry. You mix it up with water, shake it up in a little one of those little blender cups. That's what I use, and it tastes good. It's calorie free. It's not going to add any weight or anything on you, but lots of benefits to this. I have a blog post talking about this, so I'm not going to go into great detail here, but you can check out that blog post and just get to that down below. The other thing, I love these as a snack just because when you are a clean eater, one of the things sometimes we miss is that little bit of crunch. I've shared my Quest protein chips before. These come in about 4 different flavors. I do have a link below where you can purchase these online, which you can also get them at most Walmart stores, but it's not in the grocery section. You want to go to the supplement section of the store, which is going to be back by pharmacy. They will be down the aisle where you would get your protein bars, your protein shakes. I really like them, but a lot of it is I don't eat normal chips, and I just want some crunch sometimes. I did have someone leave a comment on another video where I did share these, saying, how can you eat that garbage? I totally get it. You know what? We aren't all gonna like the same things, but my reply back to her and what I wanna say to you is, if you are somebody who is solely eating the standard American diet, and you're eating Lay's potato chips, these aren't gonna taste good to you, okay? They're just not. They're gonna taste funky because you are acclimated to what you're eating, which is normal standard American food. But if you are a clean eater, you're more acclimated to clean food, and you will get used to it. If you wanna become a clean eater, it takes time to get your taste buds to acclimate. Believe me, when I go on vacation and I start eating the bad foods again, I start to crave the bad foods. That's just how it works. So give everything time. But yeah, I like these. I think it's just, I need a little bit of crunch. And to me, they're flavorful, they taste good, they hit the spot, and that's all that matters. But it's going to be different strokes for different folks. Always remember that. We're not all gonna like the same things. But did want to add that in. The other thing that I emptied is I'm back on ACCUTANE. I've done 2 rounds of ACCUTANE way back in the day. It is a bear to get into your ACCUTANE packages if you know anything about ACCUTANE. Very hard to get into these because not something that they want anybody who's not taking ACCUTANE to tamper with. But I am back on ACCUTANE low dose. I am really, really glad to be there. I'll take the health risks, I guess. I take pretty good care of myself, and again, I'm on very low dose. You know, they don't tend to like you to do too many rounds of ACCUTANE, but the 2 rounds I did were way back in the day. I wish I would have did ACCUTANE as a teenager. I wouldn't have all these acne scars. So if you're dealing with acne, I get it taken care of before the scars develop. Go see your dermatologist and tell him you're ready for an aggressive approach. That's what you want to say. I want an aggressive approach to my acne because ACCUTANE is the aggressive approach. That'll do it. That'll do it, believe me. So there are those products, and I think I have some little lifestyle things. Where are they? Gotta find them. Another thing that I like to include in my videos is just those little nitty-gritty extras that are just important things. And blue Violet pens, If you've been following, you know all about my obsession with a few different items, and blue Pilot ink pens are one of them. So of course I'm always emptying them, and we have a boatload. My husband buys them in bulk because I go through them like crazy and I need them everywhere, everywhere. Don't get me wrong, I love my Kate Spade ink pen, and I do carry that in my handbag, but can't beat my blue Pilot pens. Another thing I just thought, hey, why not share it, is my favorite fabric softener. You know, why not? Why not just share it? So we have the Snuggle Plus, super fresh. I love this one. Just started using it maybe about 3 months ago. I was using one by Downy that I really liked, but I just decided to pick this up one day when it was on sale. Love it, love the smell of my clothes. I try not to overdo the fabric softener. I think it can break down your materials, but you know, it works for me. That's all that matters, it works for me. You guys are going to love this next item. If you've been following me for quite some time on Snapchat, this would only be my Snapchat followers. Who recalls all the holy shoes that I was wearing, and I was holding out till Mother's Day to get a new pair of tennis shoes? I know a lot of you are cracking up. So why not include in my Empties video, because I did get new tennis shoes for Mother's Day, but why not include these little babies? I kid you not, when I say that, look, we can practically make a glove out of these shoes. I wore these to death. I had people, you guys were picking on me. I even had one of you offer to send me a pair of your tennis shoes, but we didn't wear the same size. But you know what? I was holding out. I didn't want to spend my own money on a pair of new tennis shoes. If I'm gonna buy shoes, I want fashion shoes, not tennis shoes. So that was all that I asked for Mother's Day, and I think that's all that I got. The other thing that I think some of you will even, if you recall, the other thing that I used to wear over and over again that was holy, and I just miss it, but it is going in the garbage. And I did not even wash this. This is that raggedy t-shirt that also, yeah, is full of holes. It has holes everywhere. So I would work out in this and you guys would pick on me, and I just thought, why not have fun and share all those things with you? So we had to have a little fun. Well, anyway, there are all of my empties for May, for June. I am so glad you were here to join me. Again, all the links will be below, as well as on the corresponding blog post. Don't forget, I always have additional information there because I can. Make sure you subscribe and please tell people about me. I love our community, and I love sharing, and I love Empties videos because those are generally the products that people gave the true test to. They didn't try it once or twice and set it to the side. They used it till the nitty gritty, even if you have to cut your products open like I do my Jergens. But anyway, look for my July Empties video. I've already started throwing a few goodies in there. I almost wanted to include them in here, but to be fair, I kept them with the July buckets. So thanks again for joining me. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and we will see you in the next video. Have a great day.